Just how much of an underestimation of a critical point for Europe is this for us? You would say, I mean, our title this morning, there's Merkel, Mercedes and soccer. Don't mention the football. Are we underestimating the risks for Europe?
Yes, I mean, certainly. So this has been something that has been worrying me for about 2 weeks now. So that's kind of when Horst Seehofer started to put that ultimatum on Angela Merkel. But it was only the last 2 days maybe where this has started to get more attention in the headlines. So most of the time the coverage was really on inflation, the central banks, the trade wars with the US, and that was kind of a bit of a sideshow. So when there was political risk in Europe, it was mainly about Italy, and I personally think, and we at Axioma think, that Germany is actually the greater risk of the two.
But if Seehofer doesn't really want to bring her down, is there really such a risk?
The thing is, Seehofer has this dilemma that he is facing a state election in Bavaria, and his party
against the AfD.
Exactly, has lost lots of votes to the AfD, and they are now in danger of losing their absolute majority. So that's the timing in terms of why Seehofer is doing this now. It's kind of a dilemma for both of them, for Seehofer and for Merkel, and I think there is a real risk, and if it were to come to, say, new elections, I think the risk is going to increase even more than that.
Christoph, you said that, if anything, Brexit taught us a few things about political leaders reaching out for a unified response from Europe. Cameron didn't get it. Merkel desperately needs it. So just what is the worst case scenario for us in Europe and markets?
So what we will definitely see, I think, is that the euro is going to depreciate, and also with that probably the equity markets in Europe. So that is something that we have seen over the last maybe 18 months, whenever there was a risk that something would happen politically in Germany. So what we then tend to see is that the euro gets very correlated with the equity markets. But on the other hand, what we also see is that we get a negative correlation with the bond market as investors move their money out of riskier assets into the relative safety of government bonds. So that's a bit of a silver lining. So if you're a European equity investor who's concerned about the risks for the equity market, then government bonds, high-quality government bonds, is definitely something you should look at. And also in terms of foreign currencies, the euro is going to depreciate, but that also means that assets in other currencies are going to appreciate.